sniffing around like a lost puppy dog, do you know what I mean? You're awful from the legs down. Come here. Come here. Oh, guys, I'm bored. Just the thought of that alone is sending shivers to the deepest, darkest depths of my soul. Hello, guys, and welcome back to Dance Mums. I'm feeling calm. I'm feeling rejuvenated. My eye is feeling a lot better. I'm back. I'm here, and I'm ready to get going again. And you haven't missed any videos, so quit your complaining. Do you know what I mean? Anyway, thank you guys very, very much for watching. Let's get into it. Let's get on. We've got a pyramid behind me that has not got any covers on it because I'm lazy and I can't be bothered. But either way, let's get going. You know I love you guys. You know I love you guys. But yeah, it's a Sunday morning. I'm tired, do you know what I mean? I woke up especially to do this. There seems to be a little bit of a war going on in the description of the last episode. Of the last episode that I've seen air, which would have been the first part of the last episode. I'm filming this before the second part has come out. But effectively, a lot of people were either agreeing or disagreeing with my stance on the Sia video. I think it's very important to note the context of the video and the fact that it wasn't made clear. There are conflicting reports surrounding it, and so it just makes the whole vibe look incredibly creepy, and especially in an industry that is known for child exploitation. I mean, it is a question that has to be raised. It has to be. The video was definitely not clear in its intentions. There were moments where I felt particularly uncomfortable watching it just from an art point of view of I don't understand why certain choices have been made. But equally, those choices were made when other avenues could have been taken to prevent this kind of backlash from happening. However, I am not here to be judge, jury and executioner at the end of the day. If that is what Sia wanted to do for that music video, that is what she wanted to do. All I can do is tell you how I felt about it and how I viewed certain moments in that made me personally feel uncomfortable. But anyway, moving past that, we have got Melissa at the bottom of the pyramid. I think regardless of your view on the music video, you have to acknowledge that some people will be saying this is inappropriate. This is not okay. And if you can't see that, then I think you're as bad as Melissa in the fact of you're not able to critically look at something and say, okay, there are two ways of interpreting this. I've chosen to interpret it this way. Other people have chosen to interpret it this way. I think Melissa is very much burying her heads in the sand. And especially because there's going to be so much backlash from this music video. It's not like a silly little video that Mackenzie's put out and everyone's like, oh, girl party, woo, woo, woo. This is big time. This is worldwide. This is everybody is looking at this video and forming an opinion on it. So we really need to start handling how our daughter, like I'm a parent, God. Anyway, I think we need to start thinking about how to handle your daughter being in a famous circle now, and the fact that she is going to get a lot of backlash from this video, and a lot of it will be unfairly pointed towards her because she's the one in the video. That's what happens when these kind of things go askew, is it's rarely the filmmakers that get it in the neck, it's usually the performers, okay? And that's just because those people can't really see beyond the camera. They see what's in front of them and that's it. So Melissa, you're at the bottom of the pyramid. I just found it frustrating. I just found it incredibly frustrating, and you just bury your head in the sand. All you need to do is sit down with Maddie and explain why there has been certain backlash to this video, and the fact that whilst it is not true, people are obviously going to be talking about her. And it happened, it blew up at the competition, didn't it? And look how that almost turned out. That could have been horrendous, but that's because Melissa is not neglecting to tell Maddie, but is just kind of withholding information that I think Maddie deserves to know. I mean, it's not a nice thing for a 12, 13-year-old to be finding out, but equally, is it better if your mum tells you, or is it better if you find out from some random internet weirdo on the internet? Like, I don't know what you would rather, Melissa. Now that I've got that little rant over, I think the bottom part of this is pretty self-explanatory. Abby was just her normal self. Jill's back on the pyramid because, again, she had an okay episode. Kira, Jess, I mean, they're kind of just here at this point. And Kathy, she was entertaining, she had some good lines, and that was about it. Then we move up to the next layer of the pyramid, and this is where things get a little bit cheekier. Holly, obviously, she's always going to rank #1 for me. She's the only sane voice left on the show for me. And then we have the duets in order of what I thought were the best. I think, obviously, Kendall and Jojo, they had good dances, do not get me wrong. They did really, really well. But they were outshone by Nia and Mackenzie. Mackenzie and Nia's duet was sensational. It was really exciting. It was a nice concept that I think they demonstrated effectively. And then on top of the pyramid, I couldn't decide between them because they both did well in the duet. Maddie and Kalani, they also did well in the group number as well. So I really couldn't pick between them. But they're sharing top spot. They did exceptionally well. I was very impressed with them. And I think, like I said earlier, I think the kids are a lot more mature than they're giving off. They've now been on television for, what, 4 years? I think they can handle, well, maybe they can. I think they can handle a little bit of what is being given to them. Do you know what I mean?
It was so weird last night without Maddie.
Aww, I know, I bet.
Sorry, where is Maddie? Maddie's disappeared off again. I mean, at this point, guys, got to have a genuinely serious conversation about the fact that if she isn't going to be here half of the time, what's the point of having her on the show? Like, obviously, we love our Maddie and we love seeing her perform, but equally, if she's just got bigger and better things to be getting on with, just let her get on with them, do you know what I mean? Just let her get on with them. She don't need this little Dance Mom show. She's off doing SEA projects, do you know what I mean? Let her do that. Stop making her come back and do these silly little dance things.
Maddie's out this week. She's with Sia in New York doing SNL. Maddie has no clue what a big deal SNL is.
I would love to do SNL. And I think SNL is one of those shows that I think depending on the week, it's very hit or miss. Especially as a British person. I feel like Americans, y'all lap that up. Y'all love SNL. But for me as a British person, sometimes the comedy just isn't funny. For me, personally. And that's just because our sketch shows over here are very different in vibe. I feel like sometimes SNL can be like, okay, let's make a sketch out of this one joke that we've got. We've got this amazing joke. Let's build a sketch around it. And it can sometimes feel like everything isn't as funny as that one joke. Whereas our sketch shows over in the UK are very much, here's a premise that's funny, and let's build a sketch around it. Like, think about the Catherine Tate show. I always use this as a brilliant example. And whilst, yes, it's incredibly outdated, and there are definitely moments of genuine, yeah, not great. Like, the offensive translator is fucking hysterical, but it's so unbelievably offensive that it's like, it is bordering on not particularly good. Especially, yeah. If you want to go watch it, go watch it. Like I said, it is funny, but it's pushing comedy to the limit. Do you know what I mean? But Catherine Tate's Nan, that is a character, that's a premise, and each scene with her has a different premise. It's not built around a joke. Whereas when I look at SNL, Domingo, we've used that 3 times now? 4 times maybe? That is one joke that you're building the scene off of, or the sketch off of. And that's why sometimes I feel like it doesn't land for me. That was a really long rant about SNL. But either way, would love to perform on it. Would absolutely love to do SNL at some point in my life. That would be great. Because it's mixing TV, which is one of my passions. And also theatre, which is something I've been doing since I was 7. So I feel like it would be right up my street. So yeah, I'm down. SNL, I'm free. I'm free to be flown out to New York. Okay. In the spring, I ain't got no plans. Apart from like March. But I've got no plans in like February. So if you want to book me, hey, I'm free.
Hey! Hi,
Are you guys ready? Okay. Thanks, G. Go ahead.
Thank you.
Thank you.
What is with Holly looking like she's an extra from American Horror Story Coven today? Like, what's going on? She looks like she could be Stevie Nicks. Thunder only happens when it's raining. Players only love you when they're playing. And that is what singing on a Sunday morning sounds like.
All you moms, be thrilled that I chose your children this week over being at Saturday Night Live with Maddie.
I would like to point out the fact that this is now the second cast member of this show that has said, oh, I'd much rather be at SNL with Maddie, but like, I'm here because of you guys, for the team. I'm here for the team. No, you're here because you have a contract and you have to film a TV show. That's why you're here. Let's not be circumventing it. Let's not be beating around the bush. Let's be honest and be like, I have to be here for filming. Obviously, we can't break the fourth wall, but like, let's stop pretending. Let's just not even say anything. Do you know what I mean? Let's not make out like the reason that you're here is because you care so much about this team. No, if it wasn't for the fact that you were in a contract with a TV show, you would be up at SNL's arsehole sniffing around like a lost puppy dog. Do you know what I mean?
The group routine. You all did well. The group dance won.
I feel like they did more than just well if they won. Do you know what I mean? You did very, very well. You did exceptionally. Congratulations, you came first. How difficult is it to just give them a little bit of praise? They won! There is no, like, place above first. What else were they meant to do?
They tried to do too contemporary, too innovative, too weird, and it backfired.
I would like to clarify some of my comments from the last episode because I feel like it's been a while, and when the first part of this episode came out and everyone was like, oh my god, I really love this group number, and I was like, oh, I don't remember loving it when I watched it. I do want to say, like, it was a good number, don't get me wrong. I just felt like the music didn't quite match the vibe of Clue. I didn't quite get Clue from the music. I thought the dancing was good, but I felt like, again, it could have just had more of a stronger tie to the theme because they kind of held up the props for, like, one moment. And, like, I'm not saying that they needed to dance with them for, like, the entire song, but, like, use them and integrate them a little bit more into the actual dance. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah, I was kind of surprised because it's always a gamble when I watch this and then I put it up online and everyone's like, oh my god, not Ethan hating another fan favourite. And I'm like, hey, I'm just giving you my genuine, honest reactions. I don't know, okay? I'm not trying to be a contrarian, okay, at the end of the day. I'm really trying not to be. And I don't know anybody's opinion on any dances whatsoever, okay? Apart from the fact that everybody fucking loves Lizzie Borden, which is coming up at some point. Is that the girl with the axe? I remember listening to a podcast about her and her unsolved murders or whatever it was. But either way, I personally do not try and be a contrarian. I'm just giving you my genuine, honest opinions on everything that I see. So yeah, just thought I'd put that out there, okay? So it was a good number, but there were just a couple of things that stopped it from being an all-time great, do you know what I mean?
Who puts their hands down on a side area when you're 13 or 14 years old?
Horrible.
Oh yeah, that did look a little bit janky, a little bit crazy, I can't lie. Not a fan of that. Not a fan.
We're gonna do pyramid a little bit differently. This will be a little like a chorus line. All right.
5, 6, 7, 8. Da 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 da. Okay, don't fuck about with me in chorus line, okay? I love chorus line. I love it. One boom. Singular sensation. I've actually got the hat up there. Hang on, let me get it. One boom. Singular sensation. Every little step she takes. Da 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 da. If you're new to the channel and you've not seen me talk about chorus line before, I directed it whilst I was at uni, and I started it by being like, oh, this musical's awful. And then by the time I finished it, I was like, this is one of my favourite musicals of all time. I love this musical. And I always do this. Every time I come across like a new musical that I'm doing, I did it with Guys and Dolls. I did it with Urinetown when I was in secondary school. I just look at the musical and I go, oh, what a dreadful musical. And then once I get into it and once I start doing it and once I start seeing what it could look like, I'm like, oh, this is actually sick. This is so sick. This is brilliant. This is amazing. And then I went to go watch Chorus Line last year up in Birmingham. And it was just brilliant. It was amazing. And I cried my way through it because it just brought back so many happy memories. So yeah, Chorus Line, you've always got a special place in my heart as the first show that I directed. And yeah, just love you. Love you, bestie. Love you.
You were third. You did a duet. You let Mackenzie and Nia beat you.
Why would you say it like that? Why would you say it like you let them beat you? Were you planning on them coming last? Was that the plan for Mackenzie and for Nia to come last and they just so happened to beat the people that you wanted to have in second place? Is that what happened?
I don't have great legs. I don't have good feet. My knees don't straighten. But I'm going to make you look up here. And I'm going to use my assets.
Holly's just like, I'm so over this. I'm so done with all the bullshit today already. And we're only 5 minutes into Pyramid. And to be fair, at this point, they're probably like 2 hours into Pyramid. But either way, I'd be like, oh, stop this. Stop this right now. Because I've had enough. I've actually had enough now.
Just give me a compliment without a backhanded dig. Nia did well. She danced well in the duet. Leave it at that.
It does always seem like Abby's like, hey Nia, come here. Come here. Your face, amazing. Your maturity, amazing. But your goblin feet, you're bow-legged. You're awful from the legs down. I want to vomit when I look at your legs because they are the most disgusting, vile things I've ever seen before in my whole life. But somehow you're making it work. Somehow. Even though the legs, vile, awful, kill them.
And it was a spectacular duet.
These other moms, maybe they should do what I do. Not throw a fit, not care so much what everybody else is doing around this place, and mind your own business.
Kira, I love you to pieces, but you're fucking boring. You're so boring. I need you to liven up a little bit. I need you to just give me some juicy gossip. You were so good out in LA when you were with Sarah's mum, Tracy Reasons, and the other mum, Ashley. You were great when you were with them because they were giving you stuff to bite at. But now it's like, what is the purpose of you on this show? I get Kalani's a great kid and all, but like, I'm bored. Give me something. Give me entertainment.
Jojo, you will be performing a solo. Now, my other solo would go to Mackenzie.
So Jojo and Mackenzie are getting solos this week. Interesting. Are they going to be going up against each other? Is that what it is? Like Battle of the Jojo and the Mackenzie. It's like, ooh, exciting. Is it that exciting? No, we've done this storyline before. And didn't Mackenzie win? Yeah, I'm fairly certain she did. So really, I'm not that invested in this storyline, I have to be honest. I think I'm investing less in the dancing. And like I'm caring less about the dancing, potentially. Purely because I'm starting to feel like the whole thing is just very manufactured. And I think it's very different to like the early series. Like I feel like now it's choreographed for the win or it's choreographed for you to lose. Like it's always been that way, but I'm starting to believe that that's like the only way it can be from now on.
The name of your piece is Who Are You? Without being Maddie's little sister, without being Maxie, you're not singing. Who are you?
Who is she? Who is she? Who is she? Where did you find her?
Who even is she? Where did you find her? Who is Mackenzie? Who is she? I don't know where you found this little kid, but who is she? Who actually is she? Let's be honest. Let's be honest. Who is she? No one. Nobody. She's nobody. That's who she is. That's a little Nikki Graham rant for you there. I feel like so much of Mackenzie's storyline on this show is, oh, you're Maddie's sister, right? You're Maddie's sister. And I'm a bit like, oh, come on, it's a bit played out. This is a little bit of a tired storyline at this point. We've been doing this for 5 seasons. Can we please stop with the comparisons to Maddie, okay? At this point, they are two very, very, very different dancers, okay?
So I hate to do a contemporary or lyrical without her being present. The style of this routine is jazz funk, or reminiscent of the Spice Girls.
Yo, I'll tell you what I want, what I really, really want. So tell me what you want, what you really, really want. I want a really, 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 really good dance. Okay, Abby, I want a really, 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 really good dance. Okay, because if this is not good, I'm holding you personally responsible because this sounds, on paper, like the worst possible idea that you could come up with. Oh, let's do a Spice Girls ripoff. Yeah, because they're notorious for being amazing dancers, aren't they? I mean, Victoria Beckham, bless her, I think she could only do a sidestep. That might be rude. Again, the Spice Girls slightly before my time. Do I know all the songs? Absolutely. But have I watched a lot of their performances? Probably not. I don't know. Are they good dancers? Like, I can't think. I actually can't think if they are or not. I don't think they are. I mean, maybe not as a group, but maybe individually they are. Who knows? But either way, just an odd idea for a dance. An odd idea. Not one that I would personally go with, I don't think. So this video is coming out on the Wednesday after Wicked came out. Wicked, 10 out of 10, sensational movie. A lot of people were like, oh, it's not as good as the first one. Act 2 isn't as good as the first one in the musical anyway. So it's a very rare musical where like Act 1 is better than Act 2. Like usually in musicals, I find Act 2 so much better than Act 1. But yeah, Wicked is one of those rare musicals for me that Act 1 is much better than Act 2. So obviously the second movie isn't going to be as good. But was it as good as the first movie in terms of like everything else? Yeah, of course. It was amazing. It was incredible. I had some problems with Michelle Yeoh, but that's just the fact that I feel like she was horribly miscast, unfortunately. I don't think that she's a bad actress or anything, because I love her in Everything Everywhere All at Once and a couple of other projects that she's been in, but I just don't feel like she was right for Madame Morrible. I think it should have been either Kiara Settle, Hannah Waddingham, or even like Meryl Streep. I mean, you could have afforded Meryl Streep. Come on, this is a big time movie. I think Jeff Goldblum was good. I really enjoyed Jeff Goldblum. I think Jonathan Bailey, love him to pieces. As Long as You're Mine, just wasn't in his range, bless him. Yeah, it was a little bit of a tough watch when he was singing that. But he was so good in the first movie. And I just think maybe that's because Dancing Through Life it sits better in a male register than As Long as You're Mine, because there's a lot of belting in that, and unless you've got the belt in a sort of tenor voice, then you're not going to be able to sing that. I can't really sing As Long as You're Mine, but that's because I'm a barotenor and a countertenor, and yeah, it gets a little bit sketchy once I get up to the actual tenor notes, do you know what I mean? I do have to start drifting into my head voice. So yeah, so that was my little quick review of Wicked. Really enjoyed it, had a great time, loved everything about it, just mwah, 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 amazing, loved it.
Good morning, girls.
Every single episode, I get less and less sure that we're actually in Ohio, and I'm starting to think that they are gaslighting us here. I mean, snow in Ohio. When has it ever snowed in Ohio? I'm joking, guys. Obviously, I know it snows in Ohio because apparently I know the weather patterns of every single American state. But yeah, I miss the cows. Okay, I miss the cows. I'll be honest, guys. I'll be honest. I miss the cows. I miss them. And I liked checking in on them every week. I like to be like, oh, there's Barry. There's Barry the bull. He's shagging Daisy the duck. No, that doesn't work. A bull shagging a duck. That doesn't work. He's shagging Clarice the cow. Alright? I mean, she's a real cow. But yeah, this bit's kind of outstayed its welcome, I feel like. I feel like I shouldn't have started naming the animals, because we've kind of gone down a bit of a dangerous path here. Yeah, let's get back on with the video.
The good thing is they have a lot of vengeance against her too, because they've all been scorned by her.
I am waiting for justice to be served for the candy apples, okay? Their justice is long overdue. There have been many, many examples of times when I've been like, oh, candy apples are winning this, and then the Abbey Lee Dance Company manages to squeak a win in, and I've been like, how is this possible? Who in their right mind is judging this? And what kind of favoritism or bias is going on here? Because personally, it seems unconscionable sometimes. Last episode was not one of those examples. It was not one of those examples. Yeah, I just don't think it was quite on the same level as the ALDC. But yeah.
I finally have a leg to stand on to put forward my choreography. My sister-in-law and my associate choreographer is Erin Rich.
Sister-in-law? She's sisters with the jerky guy, the jerky prince of Ohio, of Canton, Ohio. That's crazy. I didn't realise you had such a famous family. Wow, okay. If you couldn't sense, that was just a little bit of sarcasm. Although, to be fair, they've got very similar haircuts, haven't they? She's got kind of like a pixie cut. Kathy's got whatever she's got going on with her hair. So yeah, they've got similar vibes. I'm here for it. Also, I find it really interesting that we've been introduced, obviously, to the two that we already know, Tessa and I don't remember her daughter's name. Whoever the other one is that we've already met as well. But the other three, I have absolutely no idea who they are. I couldn't even tell you their names. I couldn't even tell you their mum's names. I couldn't even tell you what they looked like, okay? I'm just imagining 3 carbon copies of the same person because I've not got to know them yet. Give me some backstory. Give me an introduction to them. Give me like some fancy little, hi, I'm Jennifer and I like to dance. My favourite passion is playing the bongos. I don't know. Just something like that. Do you know what I mean?
That's better now. Pull back. Oh! Yes. Don't forget, girls, about your faces.
Candy apples, like every single week, I am rooting for you this week. Purely because I just can't see a Spice Girls number going across well. Do you know what I mean? It doesn't exactly lend itself well to a good performance. Do you know? I just don't feel like it's gonna work. Do you know what I mean? I feel like it's dead in the water, innit? It's just dead in the water.
I need 100% energy if we're gonna beat Kathy.
Shall I do my predictions on the casting of the characters of the Spice Girls? So I'm thinking Kendall's gonna be posh. Kalani's going to be sporty. No, I think Mackenzie's going to be ginger. Nia obviously is going to be Scary Spice. And I think JoJo's going to be baby. I think that's what the allotment is going to be. Let's just say it that way. That's how I would do it. But I don't know whether it's going to be like that. I mean, are they going to get the Union Jack dress out? I think I saw it in the promo. But then I might have made it up. Do you know what I mean? I might have just been imagining that in my head. I'm trying to think now. But if they get the Union Jack dress out, hey, maybe we have a chance. Maybe we have a chance, guys.
I don't know if a tribute to Spice Girls is good enough to win.
Yeah, I feel like a tribute to Spice Girls in the big year of 2014 is probably not going to go down well. Are we in 2014 or 2015 at this point? We might be in 2015. But either way, it doesn't really change much. I mean, listen, the Spice Girls, we love them to pieces. But but before 2015, the last time they reunited was maybe 2012 for the London Olympics, which scares me to think that some of y'all don't remember the London Olympics because that was like huge in my life. But wow, like after that, I don't think they met up again until like 2019 when they did like an arena tour or something like that. And even then, I don't think Posh was there. So really, the last time they were all together was 2012. And I feel like maybe Spice Girls Mania is not as big as it was in like the 90s or the early 2000s. So doing a Spice Girls tribute is not a good idea. I don't know. I feel like it could get lost in translation. I also feel like it will get lost in translation because I didn't realise that the Spice Girls even made it to America. I know they're big over here. Like, they're huge over here. But, like, I really didn't realise that the Spice Girls were as big out there. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's so crazy to me. Just like our cute little British girl band and somehow big names in America. Do you know what I mean?
You don't have that person that everyone in the whole country is talking about. For them to watch, for them to, ooh, look at her. And maybe not pay attention to the person that's late. Or pay attention to the person that can't kick that high anymore.
This does feel like an abnormal amount of pressure to put on the children at the end of the day. Like, come on, be nice to them. Do you know what? Why am I even bothering? Why do I even bother, guys? Why do I even bother to tell Abby to be nice? Because she never will be. I don't think that woman is capable of being nice to any child that isn't Maddie. Even Mackenzie gets it in the neck from her sometimes. I'm sick and tired of it, guys. I'm not even sick and tired of it. I've been sick and tired of it. I'm sick and tired of sitting here and trying to rationalise a mad woman's behaviour. Do you know what I mean? Like a mad woman's ramblings. That's what I'm trying to rationalise, and I'm trying to tell her to be better. There is no being better for her. She's done.
The name of the dance is Stand Up. So it's time that you guys stand up.
This is on the same level as, like, Abby for giving horrendous explanations for why she picked a dance. This dance is called Stand Up because I'm sick of you guys sitting on your backsides and losing for me over and over again. I've had enough. I am sick and tired of losing to that evil, evil, wicked witch over there, Abby, okay? She is flabby and she's got a big... I've run out of words that rhyme with Abby. Abby, flabby, Gabby, but that's a name. Oh, I've run Tabby? Like a little tabby cat? We're gonna make her purr like one? No, no one wants to hear Abby purr. God, no. Ugh. ugh, just the thought of that alone is sending shivers to the deepest, darkest depths of my soul. Ugh.
Be strong here. Be cocky.
I think watching Kathy is always an interesting experience because it's either like the best thing you've ever seen in the history of dance, or it's like the worst thing you've ever seen in the history of dance. Sometimes it's like meh, but like most of the time it's one end of the scale. And like I find it so fascinating to go into the competitions having just seen like a little bit of their dance in like rehearsal. Same with the girls, but like with the girls I've seen so much more from them, and they don't change the team as regularly. So like I know what to expect from them. I know, given the genre, whether they're going to do well or whether they're not going to do well. And with Kathy, it's always like a surprise of like, oh, could they win this competition? Could they not win this competition? I do not know. Also, do you think productions are setting Kathy up for a win because they've given the girls the Spice Girls number? I'm thinking there might be something there. Maybe I'm just reading into it a little bit too much, but like, I think maybe, potentially.
These girls are really, really good. There isn't one girl that I could say, ugh, you know, she's like the Nia of my group. I don't have any Nias.
Very unkind and very rude. What do you mean I don't think I have any Nias in my group? That's not fair. This is what I was talking about last time, about you needing to think before you speak about children and about being very, very mean to individual children. I don't feel like it's fair. It's not okay. Okay?
Come on, you're better than that.
I cannot do pirouettes to save my life, especially ones that look like that. But the fact that you fell out of that, Jojo, at your big age of 10/11, shocking, really. I mean, 23-year-old Ethan could not do that. But that is because I'm a hypocrite. Do as I say, not as I do. Okay? Let that be a rule to everybody. Let that be. I'm as bad as Abby. I am as bad as Abby. That is a chilling thought.
JoJo has yet to have a so-so solo. What are you doing, like, behind our backs to get Abby to give all these great...
JoJo is yet to have a so-so solo. Like, one that's just kind of middle of the road. I feel like a lot of her solos have been middle of the road. I don't feel like any of them have been, like, completely exciting. Do you know what I mean? They've all been quite what I expect from her at the end of the day. I haven't been wowed by them. So I feel like this is not really a fair comment to be making. I don't think Jesslyn's doing anything specifically different. But, yeah, interesting.
She's like, sure, I'll throw blood in your head. No one else will let me do this.
That is a very good point. Not a single other person in that room would be like, yeah, just dump a load of blood over me and I'll go on stage looking like a hot mess. And I feel like Abby is using a lot of her more experimental ideas on JoJo because she knows that JoJo will just be like, yeah, whatever, I'll give it a go. Fine. Whereas some of the other kids probably wouldn't take to it as quickly.
So JoJo's basically going head-to-head with Kenzie.
For sure.
Mackenzie is her baby. Like, she's your baby, that's her baby. Absolutely.
All of them was like, yes, Melissa, wipe that look off your face because it is true. She prefers Mackenzie and Maddie to all the other kids because you, Melissa, are always up in her arsehole licking off those chocolate nuggets. Do you know what I mean? So let's be realistic right now, okay? You can pull that, oh, I don't know what you're talking about, face all you want, but it's not going to help you out, all right? It's not going to help you in the slightest.
She is doing an acrobatic routine entitled Who Are You?
An acrobatic routine. Oh, guys, I'm bored, I'm tired, I'm done, I'm over it. I've had enough of the acro. Can we please stop with the acro? I've had enough. It's done. It's so over. Okay? Who are you? Perfect excuse for a lyrical dance. Maddie's not even here to do a lyrical dance. You're not doing a lyrical group number. Why are you subjecting us to another acrobatics dance where all she's going to do is flip, smile at the judges like this, and then, like, flick her hair maybe? That's all that she's going to do?
She's like, I'm Mackenzie.
Did it bother you when she posed that question during Pyramid?
No, because I didn't really understand it.
Either you're refusing to see what's in front of you, or you are just incredibly dumb. I mean, which one is it, Melissa? Which one is it? Because either you're refusing to see what's in front of you, or you're just thick. And I don't think either of those are particularly good outcomes. She was obviously trying to make a dig about how, like, oh, you're just Maggie's little sister. So who really are you. And that was the whole point of that. So let's not be pretending like it wasn't, okay?
It's a shame, and that's her choice.
So you need to tell Abby then Kenzie doesn't deserve this. She deserves better.
But there's nothing I can do about it. She's Abby Lee Miller.
And this is why you are the most frustrating parent on the planet, because you don't even try. You don't even try and do better for your children. You just roll over and take it. That's it. Oh, she's Abby Lee Miller. Oh, there's nothing I can do. And it's like, well, you could try. You could try and do something. You could just stick your neck out a little bit so that at least your children know that you support them. Do you know what I mean? Oh, you know what? I'm kind of over it. Well, that is it for today's episode, guys. Yes, I'm splitting it into 2 again because I want to get ahead on videos, guys. I want to make sure that I don't have to keep on splitting these up into 2 videos. But I've got a busy couple of weekends coming up, so I need to make sure that I am ahead. But either way, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys have enjoyed. I've still tried to make these like a decent length, so you're still getting a lot of reaction at the end of the day. But either way, thank you guys for watching. We'll be back on Sunday for the next part, and then we'll be heading on to the next episode, which is kind of funny. We're taking ages with it at the moment, but at least I'm giving it to you twice a week. Do you know what I mean? Not like they're back to the bar people who like to spread it out over 2 weeks, okay? But anyway, thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys have enjoyed. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys later. Keep on ranting. Bye now. See ya.